What happens when a man no longer needs to prove himself, yet every room he enters rearranges around him? What does it mean when silence no longer signals tension but recognition? Chosen one, this is the season you are walking in now. Your presence is felt before you speak. The air shifts. The atmosphere leans forward. Feminine single women sense it instantly, long before words can line up to explain. They have met men who dressed noise up as confidence. They have met men who paraded spectacle and called it love. They have learned to read the weather of a man without needing his forecast. And when you appear, they feel something different. It is quiet, yes, but not empty. It is quiet, filled with the weight of your unseen decisions, the repairs you made when no one was clapping, the hours you put in order so that your presence could be generous without being thin. This is why admiration finds you now, not for the glitter, not for the surface, but for the foundation. You did not audition for this moment. You apprenticed for it in silence. You gathered your attention like wood and taught it to burn without smoke. You set straight the small things no one thought to thank you for. The inbox that no longer devours midnight. The shoes placed back where they belong so mornings begin in peace. The quiet discipline of arriving whole instead of half present. These hidden obediences created an atmosphere, and when women step into it, they exhale relief. Relief is not weakness. Relief is honor. It is pride of the truest kind, the kind that rises when a life does not demand her to be an administrator, an apologist, or a translator just to stand beside it. And this pride of theirs is not noisy. It does not strut. It does not inflate itself to fill a room. It fills a room by making breath easier inside it. So when women carry your name into their circles and say softly, "He is different," they are not admiring perfection. They are admiring coherence. They are noticing that your words rhyme with your ways, that your hunger bows to your ethics, that your humor does not wound to be bright, that your boundaries hold without bruising. Such coherence is rare enough that it looks like magic, but it is not magic. It is maturity, practiced until it became instinct. And admiration born of coherence is not vague. It is sharp. It sees how you greet a room before you greet its most important person. It sees how you look at people without measuring them. It sees how your yes fits the truth of your capacity, and how your no arrives without venom. And in that seeing, pride is born. Pride not in spectacle, but in safety. Because here, in your presence, their femininity is free, free to be soft or strong, as the day requires. You do not demand surrender. You invite presence. And presence is the one thing an honest heart longs to give when it feels safe to do so. This is not accident. This is spiritual preparation. Every morning, you remind yourself, power is a trust, not a toy. You drink water before forming opinions. You move your body before moving into your meetings. You write gratitude before you read headlines. You send one true sentence to someone who will need courage before noon. You whisper a covenant to your soul. I will not spend you to purchase appearances. These small, private rituals became the scaffolding for the grace that people now admire. Admiration that rests on emptiness collapses into idolatry. Admiration that rests on structure becomes community. That is why you can be proud, chosen one, without arrogance. You can bless the younger you who did not yet know how to carry this hour. You can bless the teachers who handed you the right word at the right time. You can bless the wake-up calls that refuse to let you settle for a smaller life. This tenderness toward your own becoming protects you from brittle pride. For brittle pride must always be defended. Living pride can be shared, and chosen ones share their pride like bread. After breaking it, there is more than before. So now, When you cross thresholds, let yourself feel the holiness of arrival, but let your heart say not "I deserve this," but "I will not waste this." Women sense that vow without you speaking it. Their shoulders lower. Their laughter finds its natural key again. Their eyes stop scanning for exits and begin searching for depth. Later, when they speak of you, they will not talk about your spectacle. They will simply say, "I felt like myself near him." That sentence is a crown you will never need to polish. The feminine gaze is ancient. It is older than flattery and deeper than fashion. It remembers the cost of trusting the wrong shelter. So when her eyes linger on you, she is not counting victories. She is listening for your rhythm. She is asking, does truth live here on ordinary days? Is tenderness protected here without speeches? Will my pace be honored when life slows? Will my light be welcomed when life quickens? Your rhythm answers her, and your rhythm is steady. You do not hurry the moment to impress. You do not sell mystery you cannot deliver. You do not fake warmth to appear like home. You keep the tempo your integrity has earned. That is why her gaze grows calm, even as it lingers. She sees desire guided by reverence. She sees silence that does not sour. She sees attention that holds without becoming leverage. Your own gaze must be trained in the same way. Look to understand, not to own. Let admiration be blessing before it becomes invitation. Let beauty remain a person before it becomes proof. The body knows when it is being scanned for use instead of being seen for truth. When your attention rests without taking, her breath deepens, and in that deepened breath, a sanctuary is born, crafted from tone, posture, and honesty that does not need to announce itself. Her gaze also measures your relationship with power. Power always reveals itself in small things, in how you act when no one can correct you, in how you respond to inconveniences that offer no reward, in how you treat those who serve when there is nothing to gain. She does not need a resume. She needs only one glimpse, the thank you spoken at a human volume, the patience chosen when speed tempts you to trample dignity, the refusal to weaponize humor, the way you hand credit back to those who carried the weight. These glimpses tell her your strength is not decoration, it is trust, and trust is slow magic. It does not dazzle, but it does not fail. And yet, you will feel the temptation to narrate yourself, to sell yourself, to meet the pause with performance. Resist. The pause does not need your marketing. It needs your marrow. Speak simply. Answer what is asked, not what your ego hoped to be asked. Let silence be furniture, not vacuum. A holy quiet can hold two lives long enough to decide if they can hold each other's storms. And when that quiet threatens to become pressure, let your body language do the speaking. There is time. There is space. There is no clock ticking on your worth. Bring tenderness for wounds you did not cause, but which you may help heal. Do it without savior's clothes. The healing here is not fireworks. It is micro mercies, steady and true, a boundary kept without anger, an apology given before the night is done, a correction without humiliation, an invitation without hooks. These mercies convince her eyes to stop scanning for exits and start searching for belonging. And belonging is the right word. Possession is not. You do not own her gaze. You witness its freedom. There is also the pause you place inside your own eyes when appetite tries to lead. You will feel the pull to trade reverence for speed, truth for flattery, presence for performance. Stop. Let your better self catch up. Let your pride be the kind that whispers, I will not trade the man I have become for the moment I could win. Women feel this restraint like warm wind that passes without knocking things over. That is why their respect does not need a footnote. You are worth watching, not because you are being watched. but because you are steady. And pride of this kind does not turn her gaze into a mirror. It turns it into a window. Through that window, she begins to see a future that breathes, dinners that end in peace, laughter that does not leave wounds, rest that is not stolen, touch fluent in consent, arguments that close with repair instead of victory. The clearer these horizons become, the more her eyes carry your name into rooms where you will never stand, and your task will be only to protect the weather that made them possible. If suspicion meets you, do not shrink. Let continuity be your answer. Keep your tone, even on hurried days. Keep your boundaries steady when admiration grows louder. Keep guarding the same rest when demand grows heavy. Keep speaking truth at a kindness-filled volume. For chosen ones are not made by single moments. They are made by patterns. And patterns are what the body believes. Patterns are where trust rests. Patterns are where the lingering gaze finally says, I am proud to know this man. Chosen one. This is your light. You have become a place where women can lay down their vigilance without laying down their standards. Their eyes are telling you so each time they do not rush away. Answer this honor with steadiness. Answer with joy that does not borrow. Answer with courage to remain legible when the world rewards spectacle. Do this, and the pride you inspire will continue to bless you both. The pride of being exactly, honestly, beautifully yourself, while making it easier for her to be exactly, honestly, beautifully herself. And you have also learned a different kind of curiosity, not the curiosity that consumes, but the curiosity that consecrates. Your questions are keys, not nets. They do not pry. They unlock. They open space for a life to unfold at its own pace. Women feel this instantly. They know when curiosity is reverent. You treat their story not as a museum of exhibits for you to interpret, but as a sanctuary where you are a guest. You wait for the small bells beneath the city's noise. You bless hesitation instead of forcing it to perform. You hold silence like an ally. You trained this reverence first on yourself. You asked your own impatience where it came from. You asked your own longings what ache lay beneath. You asked your own silence what pride it was defending. You walked through your inner rooms with respect, and that apprenticeship made you trustworthy to be invited into another's. Your curiosity now does not interrogate, it attends. You listen for joy as carefully as for wounds. You ask what made her laugh today. You ask what food tastes like childhood. You ask what song makes an ordinary walk feel like triumph. You remember these constellations and hold them. So when storms arrive, you can remind her that the sky is more than weather. This is how radiance learns it is safe around you. Even your hands speak reverence now. They stay still when stillness is needed. They move swiftly when a small repair will keep dignity whole. A glass of water before a throat asks. A chair angled before a story begins. A note written as proof you mean to remember. These gestures say your curiosity is not a performance. It is service. And service is what earns invitations into rooms kings cannot find. And though you will falter, though you will sometimes ask too much or miss a boundary, your repairs will become proof. Swift repair, proportionate repair, will only deepen trust. It shows that you protect the conditions for honesty even when it costs you pride. That is what chosen ones are measured by. Not their perfection, but how quickly they return to reverence when they stray. This is why women are proud of you. Not because you collected their secrets, but because you carried their mysteries without trying to solve them. Not because you performed empathy, but because you practiced attention. That pride is safe. That pride is strong. It is the kind you must continue to honor. Keep your hands open. Keep your ears tuned. Keep your pace human. Keep your sight soft enough to notice the holy inside the ordinary. Do this, and the women who encounter you will keep rising like tide in courage, and you will know you are standing in a harbor you helped build. There are energies that take and leave people hollow. There are energies that return and leave people whole. You, chosen one, have become a man whose presence restores, not by rescuing, not by dazzling, but by arranging the air so a soul can once again do what it was made to do. Breathe, choose, trust, sing. Women come to you weary from rooms that demanded performance and called it love. And when they leave, they carry their own names differently. Less like armor, more like prayer. This is not conquest. It is climate. Restoration begins when urgency is refused the throne. Adrenaline does not run your life or the lives beside you. When a moment knocks too loudly, you open the door with measured hands and ask, what is true? What can I do kindly? What can wait without being lost? These are not slogans, but breaths your nervous system keeps. The room slows to wisdom's pace. In that slowing, clarity returns, and with clarity comes strength that does not need to shout. Your energy restores because you let things end well. In a culture that avoids closure, you treat it as breath. You send the summary before gossip can form. You return the tool so tomorrow is not taxed for today. You bless the hour you are leaving so the next does not inherit ghosts. Small endings make beginnings human. A woman near this rhythm does not have to guard your loose threads. She is free to notice beauty. That freedom is love that lasts. You have given Sabbath shape, not apology. Rest is no longer a bargain with exhaustion, but a covenant with life. You stop when stopping makes you kinder. You step outside when walls turn thoughts to steam. You let a walk do holy work. Let water remind your body of mercy, because you choose these unfashionable ways. Your presence does not need applause to feel alive. Clean power restores. Borrowed power sends bills to those you love. Conflict in your hands returns dignity. You separate people from problems without turning either into caricature. You lower heat until accuracy can breathe. You speak at a pace bodies can hold. You do not win at the cost of ecosystems. When wrong, you repair quickly. When right, you let mercy narrate the victory. This is how trust remembers its name. You know relief from repair. Relief says, you're fine, and changes nothing. Repair says, you're worthy, and moves what must move. You repair in small ways. A hinge oiled, a joke retired, a meeting shortened. These small acts retrain rooms to expect goodness by default, and expectation becomes soil where courage grows without drama. Your energy restores because it does not compete with beauty. When a woman shines, you tilt the lamp so her facets show. You speak the line that shifted the room and name the hands that prepared it. You widen the circle so more chairs become thrones. With you, leadership feels like invitation, not orbit. Feminine pride rises not fragile but tidal, steady, carrying.